Building in Paralives can be quite tedious, mostly because the game is still in early access. So we're gonna look at a bunch of different tips and tricks so you can build the house of your dream. First things first, let's look at the keybinds. You're gonna be using a lot Shift, Alt, and probably the comma and period. The comma and the period is to rotate anything and everything. Alt has two main functions. First, it lets you place anything completely freely. Then another useful way to use Alt is if you go into your paint and wall covering. You can use any wall covering for literally anything. Let me get some stone, for example. I can personalize the chair, the wicker, literally anything. Next, we're gonna look at Shift, and it has multiple uses. So first, when clicking on an object, then holding Shift, you can raise any item up, and you can lower anything, literally. Shift also lets you place on half tiles. So as you can see, I don't press Shift, and now when I press Shift, I can put a wall on a half tile. And then lastly, when using Shift while resizing anything, it's gonna do it in symmetry. First trick. What if I don't want to be building my wall on the current grid? Well, you can remove your grid, build your wall in the direction you want your house to be. Once it's down, select it. You do the three little dots at the bottom of the screen, and then you do start placing walls on a one-on-one grid aligned with this wall. And then when you click it, there you have it. In the same category, you can also resize your grid by clicking again the three little dots and then start placing walls on a grid of the length of this wall. And then you see my grid is now really, really big. When you're done with your special grid, you just click here and it just removes it. If you've already placed a room down and you want to change its size, you don't need to delete and replace any walls. All you need to do is click on the wall you want to extend, and you got two arrows right there, and you can change the size of your room this way. We're gonna look a couple times at the separator tool today. First time now, we're gonna create a floating balcony. So starting from here, if I would like to have a little balcony to the side, I use the separator tool right there. And it's basically an invisible wall. So it creates a room, and you can now choose this option right here to replace your wall with fencing. Click on your invisible wall right there. And then using the hammer tool, you can just delete the ceiling if you don't want it. And there you got your little floating balcony. Now for the actual house building. First, the foundations. There is 3 ways to create foundations. First, create your room as normal. Then once that's done, you have 2 options here. Either you grab your floor and you drag it up to the height you would like your foundation to go, which gives you the opportunity to paint different color the bottom and the top of your wall. It creates a separation where you've elevated your platform. But if you want an outdoor deck, you're going to be using the separator tool this time. Create the shape of your patio, and then by clicking on the floor again, just drag it up till it meets the other side of the wall. And there you go. Another way to do it, grab your wall, this arrow right here, and drag it down to the height of your desired foundation. And then you just have to use a wall to create your outdoor patio. This is now your first floor, so you need to go up a floor to see your foundation appear. And then you would start building your house on top. Now the last one is actually my favorite because we're going to create a functional basement. We're gonna start from scratch here. Go in your terrain tools. You're gonna grab the terrain sculpting, and then we're gonna bring the ground down to our basement height. Now you're gonna grab a wall and you're gonna drag it from inside the pit you just created, and you're gonna drag it out. Now we're just gonna create our house shape. Just like that. You can see roof's been placed, and if you go down, this is my starting wall. I can now delete it, and here's our basement. If we go up, we now have our foundation for our house, and we're gonna build on top of that. You can also click on the bottom floor, and clicking right here, it's just gonna duplicate it on top. The way to create a front porch here is gonna be kind of the same. Starting from the basement, we're gonna build where we want our porches to be. Now when we go up a floor, you can now see that we have our outdoor patio. Adding roofs can also be a little bit tricky for now. We're gonna grab a roof. You can place it anywhere, and I will drag it until it clips. Once that's done, I'm gonna make it the height I want it. And by pressing Shift, I'm gonna bring the eaves out a little bit using these arrows. And holding Shift makes it so I can do both sides at the same time, so it's even. Now we need to add stairs, and it can be a little hard. Sometimes it does things like this. So my tip for you, place it down first, and then using this arrow right here, we're gonna bring it down to our desired height. And then it is so much easier to place down. Now that we're talking about stairs, I'm gonna show you how you can curve them. So let's say I want my stairs to be right by my entryway right here, and I want them to go down like this. I'm gonna go downstairs first, and I will add a wall where I know my stairs are going to be. I will do the same thing upstairs, but you can either use a wall or the separator tool if you want it to be open. It's up to you. It's gonna do the same thing. Now that that's done, I'm gonna remove in here both the flooring and the ceiling part from downstairs. So we have a big opening like so. So I'm going to use a half wall. My preferred height is 7. I will put it right here to divide those two parts. And then I'm gonna drag up the platform to create our stairs landing to curve it. Then when we go up, we are left with something like this, using our stairs. I like to use full ones for this, so there's a couple of options. Again, I will place them down first, and I will resize them. And then by putting them inside, it's actually easier to see the right height that you need. You can also remove or change the stairs railing by clicking right here, and then you're gonna see all of the different versions you can have. Then I'm gonna take the stairs, copy them, I'll place them outside, rotate them, place it the height that I think maybe would work, and then you go downstairs and you place them down. And there you go, there you have it. And I even have a para here with me so I can show you that it is fully functional. As you can see, she goes downstairs perfectly. Sometimes when trying to place fence, you get this message. My little tip for you, start placing your fence by clicking on your wall and dragging it out, rather than trying to drag it out and bring it into the wall. That's not gonna work. You can see that my stairs are clipping. We don't want that, and there's a really easy way to fix it. When you select a wall, you can also adjust its thickness. And when we increase it, it just covers up the stairs. Another way to use the wall thickness is outside. I love to do that. You can increase the wall thickness just a little bit when you have a foundation and some paneling, and it gives just a little bit of depth to your house. It just gives a little something. It elevates it. Now I'm gonna show you how elevate your exterior a little bit more by going into molding right here, right there. There's a bunch of varieties you can choose from. You're not gonna see it when you hover over your wall. You really have to click it for it to appear. For now, since it is still in early access, again, we cannot add anything to the roof, such as windows or roof decor. But what if I want to have a cute little window right there? Well, I'm gonna place it on the wall underneath. I will click on it, click on the 3 little dots, and I will use the toggle advanced transform tool. And this is going to bring this shenanigan up. The circles rotates your items. The arrows lets you move it completely freely. And the little squares right here makes you actually resize everything however you want. But for now, we're using the arrows. We're gonna bring it center and bring it up. Now that's pretty good right there, but as you can see, we cannot see the window, so we're just gonna bring it forward a little bit until the windows appear. Now, okay, maybe you cannot see through the wall, but that's fine with me. I've worked a little bit more on the outside of the house, but just on the front, because I'm going to share now the tricks that I use to raise this up. I also created some sort of spandrel right there, and we're going to make ourselves a dormer. You can find different pieces of exterior decoration in here. I'm using this right here. We're going to center it down below. We're going to select it and use the transform tool, and we're going to raise it up in place. It's literally as easy as that. And now for the fake spandrel. In the exact same category, I am using these piece of wood right here. First, I place it on my balcony right there. Then I will adjust it the size that we want. And using shift, I'm gonna raise it up in place. We're gonna do the other side. I already placed it right here, but now I will need to use the transform tool because we can't make that smaller. And then again, using shift, I will raise it up. Just like that, we have a little more detailing on our outside. Next, for the dormers, we're gonna use some half walls, so you decide the height that you want. I think I'm gonna go with 8. Now that we have our room for our dormer, if we go up, you can see created a ceiling for us. We can just delete it, and we need to add a roof on top, so going in the roof category. Now when I place my roof, it doesn't clip on top of my dormer, so first I'm gonna place it down, and then again using shift, I'm gonna raise it up, That looks pretty good to me. And I'm gonna adjust all 4 sides. And just like that, we got ourselves a really cute dormer. I'm gonna show you another really useful way to use the separator tool. I wanna add some different flooring under my fireplace, but I can't do it right now because if I do so, it's gonna replace the floor in my entire room. So I'm gonna use the separator tool and I will come just like this all the way around my fireplace. And now I can change the flooring under my fireplace. So I can add the same brick, but I don't want it to be this way. So I'm gonna select the floor and clicking right here, you can rotate your flooring. You can also use this separator tool to create a division between walls. Just a little bit like that is enough to be able to divide and paint it 2 different colors. Now I'm gonna show you a little bit how to work around with kitchens. All the counters have the 3 little dots right here, giving you all of these different options, as well as some upper cabinets. And you also have this one right here that is just some upper cabinets and some upper shelving. When you click on your cabinet, you can flip the side of the door, just like so. You can also change all cabinets handle by clicking the little crayon right there, and you can see all the different handles options. It's really, really customizable. And just like the kitchen, when you place bookshelves, you can also click on the little crayon right there and you can remove all the books. And I think that's so neat for interior decorating. In the next video, we're going to be looking at a bunch of different hacks for your interior decorating. I also do a gameplay and building videos, so if you like any of those, feel free to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I really, really hope to see you in the next one. Bye!